Welcome to Walking the Earth. Tonight we're at Boudanath Stupa in Kathmandu Valley. There has been a stupa here for at least 1,600 years, maybe more. This stupa has a mandala base. It's one of the biggest stupas in the world. It's said to have relics of the Buddha Kassapa, a Buddha that precedes Shakyamuni Buddha. You'll see people are making kora. They're doing a sacred circumambulation around the stupa. The place is strewn with prayer flags. There are all kinds of monasteries. All 4 schools of Tibetan Buddhism are represented in the area. You can see the ghee stains on the stupa. It has a mandala drum base. Then you've got the mandala drum base. You've got the mound, the heap. Then you have the cube, and then you've got 13 steps in a pyramidal form that represent steps to enlightenment, leading up to, and then you've got like an axis or a pole that goes all the way through the middle down to the relics, and then at the top you've got an umbrella, chetu, I believe, strewn with flags, prayer flags. There are all kinds of prayer wheels all the way around as people circumambulate clockwise. This is the most sacred site to Tibetans outside of Tibet, and it is very sacred to Buddhists from around the world. It's a World Heritage Site. It's the second most sacred place for Tibetans in Nepal, outside of Swayambhumi Temple, which is also sacred to them. You'll see a very diverse group of people here, many Westerners that are studying Buddha Dharma within the Vajrayana tradition. You know, there are schools of, teaching, Thangka painting and all the various aspects of Vajrayana or Tibetan Buddhism. So this is a center of Tibetan Buddhism. Currently at a Vietnamese place, the rooftop garden. Now So 1,600 years old, UNESCO World Heritage Site. This right here with the flags and the activity, this could very well have been, this is very similar to what we may have seen in ancient Peshawar, in ancient Balkh, in what's now in Afghanistan, and at Bamiyan there. May very well have been what we'd see at Takshila in what is now Pakistan, at Somnapur, which is now in Bangladesh. A very similar scene. I'm sure we could get some nice accounts in the Chinese Buddhist monk traveler guides. So I just wanted to show you what it's like at night here at Boudanath Stupa. It's a very sacred location. It's also interesting, kind of the universality of, like, at sacred locations, we as humans often circle around things. Like at the Kaaba, we make tawaf, but we go counterclockwise, which is similar to the Bon tradition from Tibet. Now in Buddhism and in the Hindu traditions, they circumambulate clockwise. So it's very interesting how we do similar things but different things. And many people here are carrying prayer beads. They're chanting, their adhkar, their dhikr, their mantras, while they click their prayer beads. And you would see the same thing at many Muslim sacred sites around the world. You'll see Buddhist monks in the Tibetan and the Newari Vajrayana tradition. They're wearing maroon robes because they have their monastic code, from my understanding, is from the Sarvesta Vedans, one of the original 17 or 18 schools of Buddhism that does not survive in its entirety, but there are many aspects of it surviving. The only early school that survives near completion is the Theravada or Southern school, the old school, the school of the elders. but there is still quite a bit of Sarvastivadin within the Tibetan tradition, and also the agamas are preserved, like the Tipitaka. All right, I'll go ahead and cut this short.